Être un bon traiteur, c'est être intransigeant sur la qualité. On ne fait du bon qu'avec le meilleur. C'est être impitoyable sur les recettes. Quand c'est bon, il n'y a rien à ajouter, rien à enlever. C'est être irréprochable sur le goût. Il faut prendre du plaisir pour en donner. Voilà, pour être un bon traiteur, il faut être intraitable.
Parfaitement intraitable.
Racing action about to get underway here in Magny. The first race of the weekend is the European Sprint Prototype Cup for second generation LMP3 machinery. 4 cars taking to the track. Unfortunately, we lost the MG Sound Studio Ginetta due to a crash yesterday during free practice. So it is 4 cars, 3 of them Duqueines, and I don't think I've ever seen an LMP3 race, certainly not this generation, where Ligier wasn't the dominant force on the grid, but it's the number 26 Breton racing car that starts on pole position, being started by Ewan Thomas, who'll be handing over to Ralph Micatry later in the race during the driver change. Then it's Miro Konopka in the ARC Bratislava Ligier, the Slovakian racer. Then comes the 33 Rinaldi racing car being started by Thomas Ambiel, sharing that car with Leonard Weiss. That is a new entry for this weekend, so good to have Rinaldi with us. And then the number 3 DKR Engineering Duqueine being started by John Brownson, the American racer, handing over to Lawrence Hoare in the second part of the race. So Claire Cottingham alongside me for the next 55 minutes of racing. Here's cars make their way onto the formation lap, warming up the tyres, and soon be getting into the starting grid formation. And yeah, Claire, what's interesting about this one is that I think the Breton car is the only car with a quick driver aboard for the start of this race.
Yeah, well, they do often do that, don't they? In longer races, they will start the slower of the drivers, a strategic thing, but we'll see if it makes a difference at this point. Obviously, the field is a bit smaller, so we'll be able to concentrate a lot clearly with with who's doing well and what strategies are happening. Nice looking cars.
They certainly are. Of course, these drivers won't be taking the start tomorrow. It'll be their teammates who will do so and take Q2. Cars now making their way out of the final corner. We're racing for 55 minutes here in Cours. We launch there from Ewan Thomas. He leads into the Grand Curve for the first time. The Breton racing car pulling away, getting that rumble of the Nissan V8. We can even hear from the commentary box, which is a little bit of a distance from the circuit itself. So Ewan Thomas even feeling the need to keep on this first lap of racing into the Melbourne hairpin for the first time. It is still Miro Konopka who is in second position, being chased by the 2 bronze drivers of Thomas Ambiel and John Brownson. Thomas, only in his really second year of car racing, having competed in Mazda MX-5 competition, the Super Cup Championship in the BRSCC over in the UK, before making the switch over, and has in fact made his Le Mans Cup debut, did the Road to Le Mans in back in June, supporting the 24-hour race, and although showed some brilliant speed in qualifying, the 2 races didn't quite go his way, nor did the Silverstone round either. He got aboard the car, and he was telling me earlier the angle at which he had to have the steering wheel just to go in a straight line after his teammate damaged there in the first stint. So hopefully no such dramas for him. And of course we hope to see Thomas continue on it. Of course, slightly different machinery. There's the second generation cars that are no longer being used, as they were replaced this year as the swapped out the Nissan V8 for the Orica-built Toyota-based twin-turbo V6 engine in the new generation cars. So Ligier, Duqueine, Ades, and co all bringing out new versions of their cars. Ginetta, of course, as well. Yeah, slightly revised versions of the cars. Rinaldi Racing, of course, with us as well. So Thomas Ambiel, the 45-year-old from Eppingham in Germany, won the Trophy Championship in the Prototype Cup Germany this year. He was a race winner overall of the first round at Spa-Francorchamps. It's his first year of LMP3 competition. And his silver driver, Leonard Weiss, the 27-year-old from Monschau in Germany, racing in the European Le Mans Series in LMP3 with the Rinaldi Racing squad, the WTM car that shares with Torsten Krantz and Griffin Peebles. It's a very strong lineup. A race winner in the European Le Mans Series a couple of years ago, the same year that Rinaldi won the Nürburgring 24 Hours, which is a very big moment for them. Of course, that one overall, the Fricadelli Ferrari 296, and also the Pro-Am effort as well with the but formerly a VLN racer is Leonard. We'll see him out later on. 5.4 seconds to the good as you can tell after that first lap.
It's quite an impressive lead after one lap of racing to pick up a 5.5 second lead. Sun's starting to set here now at Magny, and the lighting is getting to that beautiful golden hour, and it really is shining on the track, and it just gives such a beautiful warm glow, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That Breton car as well is a particularly good-looking car, in my opinion. That livery is just lovely. And I think any photographers around the circuit at the moment, go and give Ewan Thomas a new profile picture here in this light, I think.
Yeah, it's a good livery. He's been performing well, has Ewan Thomas, in this championship, and yeah, be good to see. Hopefully more people getting involved in Paul Ricard as well. We did have a bigger entry list for this weekend, but unfortunately one of the cars had to drop out.
So shame to lose the entries. Thanks to Ginetta for this weekend. But, yeah, I'm told. Sure how accurate this may well be, but some rather bullish figures for the Paul Ricard finale, which might be 10 cars that we have on the grid, which would certainly be a dramatic rise for this championship.
It'd be brilliant. It'd be good to see. It's good to see these cars out there in general, and seeing 10 of them on the grid will be brilliant, because we can get some real battles going. because at the moment Ewan Thomas is very strong out there, and he is heads and shoulders in terms of speed above the rest, and it would be nice to see some more people getting involved.
As we were saying, on the formation lap, he is the silver class driver. So the Rinaldi and DKR have opted to start this race with their bronze driver. So, of course, Lawrence Hoare, one of the fastest drivers in an LMP3 car, will be hunting down the cars ahead of him in the second part of the race. I'm just counting 3 titles in LMP3, 2 in the World Cup, and 1 in the European Le Mans Series, all with the DKR squad, the gold-rated German driver. Prototype Challenge champion, 72-year-old from the United States. He and Lawrence Hoare made a wildcard appearance in the European Endurance Prototype Cup last year in Portimao at the 6 hour. Of course, that was when we still allowed LMP3 cars to race alongside one another. Now it is a separate category. Rather smart Rinaldi car, Thomas Ambiel. Looking at the back of Miro Kinopka.
This is a cool livery.
Yeah, it's almost a sort of lizard-esque at the front, isn't it? I'm not sure if that was necessarily the intention, but
it's giving me Yorkshire tea.
Well, I'm not sure I'm quite picking up on those.
What? That doesn't look like Yorkshire tea to you?
No,
I'll show you.
I've got like the skin of a lizard.
Yeah, and when you said lizard, I got it, but Yorkshire tea.
Or maybe I've been buying the wrong flavour of Yorkshire tea. I don't know, but.
There you go.
Yes, if you put a bunch of them in a row, then yes, it starts to look like.
I didn't even think I did that. Well, just for the viewer that's not got Google, a Yorkshire teapot has like the green on the outside of like almost looks like a farm, has a little sheep on it, and then in the middle it's got the red of the branding of the Yorkshire tea, and that is what that looks like. Look, Yorkshire tea.
Yeah. Okay. I'm willing to concede on this.
Yeah, it's going a bit slow actually.
No. It's just coming out of the Adelaide hairpin.
Are you sure?
No dramas. No dramas.
I don't know.
It's looking good out there through the 45 degree, 180 degree corner.
Lights turning on, getting a bit darker out there now. Find a few moments of sunshine as the nights are starting to draw in, as the championship is starting to wind down now. We've only got one more round to go, in which we will see most of the championships decided in the final round, so that's good. And of course they have we have a winter series getting underway as well in 2026 in the Ultimate Cup Championship, which will see GTs, single-seaters going around different areas in Europe. We're going to Navarra, we're going to Portimao, we're going to Estoril. And Portimao's in the 13th to 15th of February, Estoril's 20 to 22nd of February, and Navarra is 20th to 22nd of March. The single-seaters, we haven't quite got the sprint format decided for that. It's going to be announced soon, so stay having a look online for the Ultimate Cup Series.
And we're adopting a few more endurance races next year as well. So as it stands, our two endurance series, so the European Endurance Prototype Cup for the Novas and the Kennel GT Endurance Cup, both adopt one 6-hour race during the year. For the Novas, that is usually Portimao, as it has been this season and last season. And then for the Kennel GT Endurance, that's usually the last round in Port Ricard, but we will be adding a second one to that. So the European Endurance Prototype Cup will also have a 6-hour race at the opening meeting of the season in the Castellet, and then with Portimao now at the end of the season, that will be the 6-hour as well. And then for GT Endurance, it will be a 6-hour in Magny Cours. So here next year we'll be having a 6-hour race, and then for the round in Spain as well. So. Yeah, adding on to the endurance races we already have enjoyed this year. So that will be at Motorland Aragon. Those two, because of course we're coming to Magny Cours significantly earlier in the year. Next year, going there on the 29th, so the 31st of May. And it's it's a much more later year, actually, because we're starting the season at the Castellet in April, which we normally start in March. So it'll be a change for next year. Of course, that is also sort of partly to accommodate the new winter series. This is launching for next year. Adding Spa-Francorchamps onto the calendar as well for next year in September. You like Spa, don't you?
I love Spa.
Good.
One of my favourite tracks. So can't wait. Yeah, that was that's been TBC for a while. So good to see that they've added it on now, because when when it was announced, we had the it's quite loud actually, that opening of a can
of Coke.
Yeah, not a beer. Yeah, round 4 wasn't announced.
I wish.
Now it's a Spa-Francorchamps, so can't wait to go there. One of my favourite tracks. Hopefully we will get there early enough to be able to go walk up the massive hill. Obviously, is famous. What are you looking at me for now?
No, have you done it yet at all?
Walked up it.
Yeah, have you walked up Eau Rouge?
Yeah. Yeah, I walked up Eau Rouge with F1.
I've only been
it's
to Spa
a steep
once.
hill.
Yeah, it's a jolly steep hill.
Yeah, I got to the top and then I got someone to come pick me up.
Going down's the easy bit.
Well, no, to be fair, because it's a really long track off the back of that, because obviously it's such a long track.
Oh, no, I just walked back. I didn't do the rest of the track.
Okay,
Screw that.
Fair enough. It's such a beautiful view. It's amazing when you get to the top. It's like there's a couple of beautiful views in Formula One tracks, and one of them is obviously Spa, top of Eau Rouge, and the other one is the top of Austria, and and you can overlook. It's a lot more on the top of a hill than you would ever think. And I went around there and stood with some of the photographers looking down, and you look through kind of there's like a meadow behind you, and you look at I think it's a back straight sort of thing, and you look down and you can see the entirety of that track. That and the Red Bull Ring is the three that I would say have the best undulation for going up to the grandstands and looking down over the entire track.
Yeah, I love going to a Red Bull Ring. Been there many times with the GT series, and it's got one of the best views from the commentary box. That's for.
Oh well, the commentary box is. I remember once when I was at a race. I can't remember. Obviously, it would have been a Formula 1 race, and they had the Red Bull planes there.
Ah, yeah.
They all do these mad stunts with these.
That was probably Spielberg then, I'd have thought, because Red Bull.
I don't know who was anyway, but we were all sitting in this in the commentary in the media room, and in the media room basically you have this huge window that overlooks the entire track, and it spreads across the whole media room, which is a massive room. And we were all standing there waiting for the beginning of the race, and something was happening, and this massive plane suddenly comes past the commentary box by the window, the media room by the window, and just zooms past. And you know when you think, that plane is low.
Yeah.
That is a low flying plane, and the thunder of the noise of it going past, and it was, just incredible. Just if you've never been to Red Bull Ring for any sort of racing, doesn't have to be Formula 1. It can be GT racing. It can be all sorts. It is definitely a treat, whatever is on that track.
And of course, they have DTM there as well. And, of course, working on the GT Open. Sadly, not going back there next year, but...
Where? The Red Bull Ring?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were all very disappointed to not have that on the calendar for next year.
That's upsetting. What have you got instead?
Hold on. The neurons are firing in my brain. The little grey cells, as Poirot would say, as I try and frantically remember the name of that Italian track.
Italian track?
Yeah.
Monza?
No, Monza's already on the calendar. It's the Marco Simoncelli track. Why is the name of it escaping me at the moment? This is very poor of me to not remember. Misano, that's the one, yes. Oh my goodness.
Misano's beautiful.
Never been.
By the sea. Beautiful, another beautiful track. I went there for W Series, and probably on the entire W Series calendar, that was, even though we did Brands Hatch, and I love Brands Hatch, but I think I've done Brands Hatch so many times, Misano was
Brands Hatch's best circuit in the world.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Ooh, track limits there, behind.
Oh.
No, I love Brands
That's the most
Hatch.
dramatic moment of the race, as they kicked up a little bit of dirt there. I'm sure someone at race controls suddenly been woken up to the track limits abuse there. But yeah, no, it's
Brands Hatch, yeah.
best racetrack in the world.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's because it holds such beautiful memories for me, but it's great racing. It's accessible. It's just brilliant. It's just, great.
There's no other circuit that I can think of where every single corner is an overtaking opportunity.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Even on the Grand Prix loop.
Yeah. It's a brilliant.
Depending on the sort of
Druids,
cars.
one of the best corners ever invented.
Yes, absolutely.
Graham Hill Bend, the way that goes round, it's just a great.
But selfishly as well, it's got the best commentary box view.
Yeah, well, it's got a great view because it's like an amphitheater. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's in a big bowl. So
basically.
If you're watching racing on the Indy circuit, you can see the whole thing from one vantage point.
Oh yeah, you can sit at the top of the pit lane and you can overlook down, and it's incredible. Yeah, it's a brilliant track.
Absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say about Spa was when I went up Road Rouge, the one time I've been to Spa, it's a sort of rite of passage that you have to go and do it. A bit like when you go to Monza, you have to go on the banking.
The old banking?
Yeah.
Never did it.
No, I didn't do it either, and I'm so
Monza
disappointed in myself. I just didn't find time for it.
Well, the thing is with Monza, you can find time if you get there a bit earlier, but once you get into the swing of a weekend at Monza, it becomes quite hard to get around, and things become. Yeah, I never did it. I would like to do it, but just never got around to it. Next time.
Lovely message in our live chat room, by the way, on this live stream from Bucks County Motorsport Fan. Hello to Bucks County. Good afternoon and good luck to all of the drivers, teams and officials. That's a very nice message. Thank you very much.
What about us? Oh,
yeah, what about... Wait, race
you and
leader.
Thomas having a bit of a wobble there.
Oh, and a spin for the third place car of Thomas Ambiel. Suddenly it's all going a bit awry for these drivers with a few big moments. That is, Thomas Ambiel recovering. manages to rejoin before John Brownson comes into the picture. It's a wobble for Ewan Thomas and a spin for Thomas Ambiel. The Thomases are not doing well. And that was even into the gravel as well on the exit of Estoril. And that's what looped the car around. So well done to our camera crew for picking up that particular moment. So the sun really starting to set down there. It's coming from the circuit very nicely indeed. It's interesting actually is the lead car and the last car at the moment will actually be starting in inverse order tomorrow. In fact, the whole grid is starting in... no, it isn't. Sorry, American Opca still second, but Ralph Maitre qualified the car that Ewan Thomas is currently driving, will be starting fourth, and Lawrence Hoare in the car that John Brownson is currently driving, will be starting on pole position for tomorrow. So those cars in inverse order. Really see inside the helmets. I'm surprised that some of them haven't opted to put the visor down, just owing to the low sun. I mean, when you're in a closed cockpit car, there are very few reasons to have a visor on board, and one of them is to have the tint on it in situations like this. But everyone's very much embracing that sunset at the moment. Yeah, really good look into the what face we can see of these drivers. Ewan Thomas not feeling too well this weekend as well, apparently. Was not very well at the start of the week and even questioned whether he was going to be able to drive this weekend, but he's sort of braving it out. Let's go and see him earlier. Didn't look in the best of shape, I must admit, but certainly braving elements, so to speak. Of course, this is now the penultimate round of the championship. This was due to be the end of the European Sprint Prototype Cup for 2025, but the round from Aragon moved to Paul Ricard for the finale. You see the rear bouncing as you're way through the first corner. I think very shortly we'll actually be coming up to lap John Brownson and Thomas Ambiel. So the gap between American Opca and race leader Ewan Thomas now 48 seconds. So American Opca, the boss of the ALC Bratislava squad, 63-year-old from Bratislava. Very well adept at LMP2 machinery. Was AM champion in LMP2 at the Asia Le Mans Series a few years ago, and the JSP2 that was. He's also run the Ginetta P315 Gen 1 car in the Ginetta G61, and indeed the Orica 07 as well. So he's well adept to various prototype machines. John Brownson, the first car to make it into pit lanes. Pit window is now open. Opens between the 25th and the 35th minute of the race. So he's handing over to Laurence Hoare, the LMP2 driver, this year running with Thomas Laurent and Georgios Kolovos, who of course we're familiar with from his Team Virage outings in the European Endurance Prototype Cup from last year in the LMP3 category. He was also running in with Georgios in Asian Le Mans Series alongside Job van Utrecht as well at the start of this year, and indeed the back end of last year, as now Thomas Ambiel comes into pit lane to hand over to Leonard Weiss, subclass driver. Laurence Hoare makes his way out onto the racetrack for his first laps in this race. Claire, have you a decibelometer on you by any chance?
Does it work out if I'm annoyed at you? Is it that sort of... no? I can work out that.
No.
No?
No.
My Chris annoying decibel meter.
No.
It's
no,
high at the moment.
Not at all. I think it's always high. I think you broke it, actually, the last...
First time I met you.
I was going to say the last meeting, but yes, probably.
You know my memory. I would not even remember. Anyway, what am I...
Well, I just wonder if anyone with a decibelometer can go and check the sound of the levels of that DKR car, because apparently it was a bit too loud for the Magny Court officials earlier in the week.
I've got a muffler out.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, somewhere they found a way to muffle the exhaust. But
put some tissue in it.
I must admit, I don't actually, I wouldn't know the exact process of muffling an exhaust. I definitely, I used to take the muffler off of my my dad's Honda Fireblade when he would go and do track days, but it's been a while since I've done that.
Oh, look how pretty the sun is, though.
It's looking good out there, isn't it? Definitely in the golden hour now. Now it is Leonard Weiss aboard the Rinaldi Duqueine.
Sun looks really big out there. How big the sun is.
Quite big. Jolly big.
It's bigger than you think.
It is bigger than you think.
Sometimes I get, like, my brain gets overwhelmed when I start seeing those, like, videos on probably Instagram.
Oh, the size comparison videos.
The size comparison to, like, us compared to, like, Saturn, who's massive, and then, like, the moon, who's tiny, and then the sun that's just ginormous, and then it goes even further out, and then you see how big you are compared to the galaxy, and then other galaxies, and then the entire universe, and you're just like, oh my goodness.
Oh no, my favourite one's when they compare our sun to another star, and you realise just how tiny it is.
Yes, and the age-old, is it a star or is it a planet thing, the sun? And what is it?
It's a star.
Well, you would think it's a star, but there's...
Who says it's a planet?
There was the thing, obviously when it first started, when people found the sun, they thought it was a planet.
Yes.
But there's also an argument whether it's a star.
I will not have...
It's a star.
So you know, this is...
Which is mad. It's like, how many other stars are keeping other planets going?
Well, the fact that we orbit it surely means it's a star.
You would think.
I must admit, I was in a pub the other day that was having a pub quiz, and there was a group of German students in there, and it did make me question the educational system when the question was, what's the largest planet in the solar system, and someone put the sun.
This is what I mean.
But it's not.
People think it is.
Well, they're wrong.
I know it's not.
But just because TikTok has ruined everyone's intelligence, and ChatGPT will
blame TikTok.
I can
people think
blame everything.
The sun isn't a star.
Yes, I can, and I will.
There is arguments though about it.
One-sided arguments. I'm sure fairly short debates. I would hope, for the sake of humanity. Battle for position is on. Lawrence Hoare now aboard the DKR engineering Duqueine is hunting down Leonard Weiss. Miro Konopka coming back out onto the racetrack. Ewan Thomas will now be a lap ahead of all of these cars. He's stayed out. He's got another 4 minutes, I think, well, 3.5 to come into pit lane. And the battle is on. Lawrence Hoare chasing down Leonard Weiss. That is a photo shot and a half, isn't it? 23.5 minutes to go. And a half a second as they come over the timing line. And that was actually Ewan Thomas in the background there, wasn't it? Just very much a lap ahead of them. Very nearly 2 laps ahead of them now. Let's see if Lawrence Hoare can make the move for 3rd position in this race. No, he can't. Well, we'll wait a little bit longer for him. Give him a moment. He's only just got aboard.
Just can't believe the sun is the only star in our solar system as well.
But that's what a solar system is.
Yeah, but no, you can't look at all the other stars in the world.
They're all different solar systems.
But that's just that. This is what I mean. this is what I mean. How many of those stars, when we look up, have other planets?
Lots of them.
No, but this is where my brain breaks. I just can't.
I think it broke a long time ago.
No, but have you ever read Bill Bryson's A Brief History of Everything?
I haven't actually. I've been meaning to for a really long time.
It's a good one, but you have to read. Like, you can read like 3 pages, and then you have to take a break. It's just like knowing the way that even us, that all the atoms that make us up.
Well, yeah, because we're made of broken stars, aren't we? Dead stars.
Broken up, like we're literally just dead things.
Yeah, dead stars. Well, I didn't expect to have an existential crisis on.
It blows
our broadcast
my mind.
today.
It's just amazing. It's just incredible. Anyway, back to the front. It's Ewan Thomas is in the pit lane at the moment.
So I think that was the last opportunity for him to come in, really, wasn't it? Lap is was just over 1.5 minutes, and it's just under 1.5 minutes. I think that would have been cutting it a bit fine there. So Ralph Michetry getting aboard the car now, the 53-year-old from Bern in Switzerland. Last time out, missed the Portimao round. It was Ben Stone who replaced him, and he and Ewan Thomas won both of those races. But Ralph, no stranger to LMP2 competition either, in Le Mans Series and 24 Hours of Le Mans, the World Endurance Championship. That was in the early 2010s, that was. There he is aboard the car now. About to get the go-ahead to go. This is Lawrence Hoare, still trying to find a way around Leonard Weiss. It's 20 minutes to go. Pit lane will close in 12 seconds time, but everyone's come in to do those mandatory stops. There's Ralph making his way out. Should, I think, still be, will be just under a lap ahead of these cars now. So these two are just ahead of the race leader. on the road, but very much behind in terms of the timing order.
Floodlights are on.
Yes, they are.
Rubber was flung off the car then. Did you see it?
I didn't. Actually, the lights are not on in this commentary box, which I think we probably should have done something about that before before this started.
It wasn't dark before it started.
Well, that's true, but maybe we should have
Turn a light on
anticipated.
before. It's preempting a darkness, do you?
Well, I do when I
Well, you
can't.
have your lights on all the
I
time.
do when I can't reach the light switch. Yes, like right now.
Well, when are you at home and it goes dark?
No, not at home.
Right.
Not at home. Just
Okay.
here now in this moment.
Yeah, but that would mean you'd have to think ahead, and famously, that's not what you're very good at.
Are we?
We haven't divested.
Are we? No. I was going to say, are we going to talk about the passport story or
What, you left your passport on a?
on a train?
Yeah, sure. If it makes my point.
So the story goes, I got on the wrong train
Story
on
goes,
the way.
this is silly sausage.
I didn't have my approved guardian with me,
Me.
making sure, that I was in the right place at the right time, and I got on board the wrong train at the airport
Error one.
in Paris, and I only realised when someone came up to me and said, "Sorry, you're in my seat," and I went, "I think you'll find this is my seat." Not in so many words, and that's when I realised I was on the wrong train, and in my panic to get off the train because it was about to leave in like 3 minutes, left my jacket and umbrella in the little overhead.
Oh.
It was in the overhead
Right.
bit, and my passport was in my jacket. And when I got onto the platform, is this the moment? No, I can keep telling the story. So when I got onto the platform, I realised I didn't have my jacket with me, and the doors were closing at this point, and I freaked out and I ran. There was only one door open. It was 3 carriages down, so I had to run down 3 carriages, beg them to let me back on,
Dear.
then run back across 3 carriages to grab my stuff back across and on off the train again.
To be fair, once I'd been back on the train, I would have been happy because I'm like, wherever I'm going, at least I'm going with my passport.
So like I apologise to anyone because that train was already delayed in fairness, which is why I got on the wrong train in the first place.
Right. Where was it going?
Lyon, I think.
Oh, well, you
Toulouse. Actually, it was going to Toulouse, which would have been very much the wrong direction to get to. Yes, exactly. So we a narrow escape there. I only just got this passport as well. Brand new. It's only been stamped twice.
Oh, you've got the Brexit one.
I do have a nice blue passport
Blue one.
now.
I miss the burgundy.
Yeah.
Anyway, 16 minutes left on the clock then. Yorkshire Tea is being chased down by number 3.
Michel Rinaldi is going to come and find you after this.
No!
After this.
Leonard Weiss is having a good time out there. Leave him alone.
Breaking news. Anyone who was with us during the European Endurance Prototype Cup qualifying session earlier on, it is DB Autosport that has claimed pole position for tomorrow's race. I think that's probably going to be the highlight of the day. Tomorrow's the 4 hours of Magny Cours. So despite Marlon Hernandez putting that car in the gravel, and then red flag kind of preventing him from making any further improvements. Sorry, excuse me, that's a different car.
I was going to say, I was like, where is this story going?
No, ignore me.
It's not the 154.
No, this is the same brain that left its passport on the train. So let's.
DB Autosport with 21 or 22.
The number 20, the championship challenger, Matthias Besch.
Matthias Besch, Romain Carton, and Pierre.
Cousnon.
Cousnon. Wow, that's a surprise.
Well, Matthias was fastest.
Matthias was fast, yes.
In Q3, wasn't it? So, okay, so it's Kojimo on the front row. So yes, despite Hernandez
probably
putting
because
it,
of Hernandez.
But yeah, it probably could have been pole position had he been able to get an
Definitely.
extra lap in there. But still, front row of the grid for a 4-hour race is pretty good going. Just wanting to see
Also, Erwin Creed is usually, they won't be that bothered because Erwin Creed usually starts the race. And though even if they start in pole position, they are very aware that usually he drops back a couple of points, places on the start.
Erwin he's quite a shiny bronze these days, isn't he? So
What does that mean?
He's quite a good bronze driver.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Is what I...
Yeah, no, he's a... No, sorry, that wasn't meant to take anything away from Erwin Creed. It's just that they always start with him. So they're ready to lose a couple of positions to people that maybe are a bit quicker to start.
But then, against Pierre Croissant, I think that's going to be quite interesting, actually, because if we assume that the bronze drivers are starting in both of those cars. And then CD Autosport is third on the grid, actually, so the Augustin Bernier, which was also fastest in one of the sessions. Which one was he was fastest?
Who?
No.
Wasn't fastest.
No, Bernier was not fast. Sorry, it was Gilles Heriot who topped Q1, wasn't it? So, it started with Alain Boulin, third as well. Then the number 7, Graf. Lafourcade, Bonchoux and Richier for Lamo. And then Winslow and Guichev in 6th position. Overall, quite a tasty-looking grid, I must say. And a little bit of drama in terms of the AM Championship with the top runners in that particular championship, starting on the back row of the grid, because it was Philippe Thiron who brought out the red flag at the end of Q3, and so that gives him a 10-place grid drop. So that puts him actually last, behind a car that only did 2 of the sessions, or only put a time in 2 of the sessions, which is the number 8 Graf car. So if you were with us for that, then we've got a little bit of an update there, and be sure to join us tomorrow for that one. 8:55 we go to the grid, so that is roughly when we'll be on air there as well. So do please join us for that. 12 minutes to go. Their headlights starting to dominate here a little bit now. A bit more glare coming out, and Lawrence Hoare really struggling to find a way past Leonard Weiss here. He's battled for 3rd position. 63 seconds is the advantage for Ralph Maestri over Miro Kinopka. And lapping about a similar pace at the moment to the Bratislavan. Oh, and look at this. Now it's side by side for 3rd position with Lawrence Hoare trying to find his way around, trying to get onto the grass there as well. Absolutely level pegging between these 2 cars. But Lawrence Hoare, around the outside. Sensational move to take 3rd position away from Leonard Weiss.
That was unexpected.
Wasn't it just?
It's been definitely coming for a last couple of laps now, but quite a sensational move, like you said. Great for the... I mean, you've got to feel for Leonard Weiss, though. Unfortunately, now having to drop back. But Laurent Hoare will not finish the race last, which I'm sure will mean a lot to him.
That was actually a pretty good move.
It was all right.
It's, brave around the outside of the Imola chicane. See, look how much gap he's pulled already.
Yeah, he was clearly trying to get past for the last couple of laps, wasn't he?
Yeah, just it goes to show how much he was being held up by.
Well, yes, and then in that sort of way, you expect them to make a mistake, don't you? Because they get grumpy behind the car being stuck, and then so it's good to see he's cleared some space.
Oh, I think it's going to take more than that to put someone like Lawrence Hoare off the mark.
Yeah. Drivers get grumpy.
Oh, don't we know it? Don't we know it?
That's all I gotta say. Drivers get grumpy.
I had a somewhat intoxicated driver who shall remain nameless.
Come here.
Give a rather unfiltered opinion of some of some things I'd said on air.
For this championship?
No, different championship.
Oh dear. Did you upset someone?
Not necessarily upset.
Can't please everyone. The thing is,
you
at the end of the day, we're here to call what we see. And that's not going to always please everybody, because sometimes also, you know, drivers don't often think that they've done much wrong. So when you're calling out something that could mean that they've done something wrong,
Yeah.
but it must be hard, you know. You go to work every day, and I mean, we do get it. People point out when you do things wrong.
Yeah, it's not like if someone in an office was just sort of calling out everything that goes wrong in your office.
Sally, what have you done to the printer again? Well, to be fair, that does happen, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted. Lovely sunset.
Oh, the sky is pink.
Yes.
At the moment.
Pink sky at night means shepherd's delight.
I thought it was red sky at night, but
Pink
it's a sort of rouge at the moment.
Yes.
Depending on where you look. What's that great Vicar of Dibley line? Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Yes, in my experience, red sky at night means thatched cottage on fire at the other end of the village.
You really have to be British to understand that one, I'm afraid.
And a bit older than I am, actually, I think. Because
Vicar of Dibley?
Vicar of Dibley was about 30 years ago now.
Yeah, but they're always on repeats, aren't they? It's like you know the classic, but it's like knowing the classic Only Fools and Horses.
Oh yeah, we have 4 programs and they're on all the time on
Vicar of Dibley,
Gold,
Only Fools and Horses.
Royal Family.
No, that's not one that's always on though.
I think
No.
Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey's
That's
always.
always on.
Any time that you've been like out to the pub and you're coming home at 11 o'clock at night when the pub's shut and you put something on, it's like Gavin and Stacey is always on.
Faulty Towers.
Yeah, again, but they only had 12 episodes.
Yeah, exactly, which is
So-
why it's infuriating that it's on all the time.
No, I don't see it that often. I don't
Oh,
watch
it's
a lot.
this one again. Great.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love Vicar of Dibley is always on. There's another one as well, but I can't think what it is. Anyway, 7 minutes left on the clock. These guys will be back out this weekend for the second race of the weekend.
Can't wait for that.
Can't even see where it is. Hang on. I've committed.
Saturday afternoon?
I think it's something like Saturday afternoon. Hang on. Yes.
Turn the
it
light on,
is.
you'll be able to see the timetable better.
It's okay. It's okay. It's because to be fair, the European Sprint prototype on here is yellow, so without the light on,
Oh yeah,
you
it's
can't really see it.
quite difficult to
So
read.
it's on at 7:15 tomorrow. We're on for a very late day tomorrow. We start at 8:30 with the midgets, which we aren't broadcasting, but if you are of the French persuasion, yeah, let's go with that. That starts at 8:30, and then the European Endurance Prototype gets underway at 9:20 for 4 hours. And we've got some GT Sprint Cup. We've got the Ligier Formula Cup are out. Then, yeah, these guys will be at 7:15. We finished the day quite late at 9 o'clock with the Kennel GT Endurance Cup qualifying session.
Yeah, so they're going to be qualifying in the dark,
They
which
are.
will be interesting.
And the race is at 10 o'clock the next morning.
Not much downtime for them, is it really?
turnaround.
It is quite, yeah. 'Cause we end the day and then start the day
Yeah.
with them. And although there are floodlights around this track, it's not Singapore or Abu Dhabi. It's not every inch of this circuit is lit. There are some very dark areas
I mean, it's
of
more
the
like
of
Le
the
Mans,
track.
to be honest.
No, I think this is a bit more than Le Mans. Le Mans has
More lit.
yes,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
more
Le
lit.
Mans a bit of a different track. You go into the woods and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a lot more open.
When you get onto, where all the Ferris wheel is and all that, that's quite well lit up, but less by floodlights, more by carnival
Lights,
and
yeah.
concerts
Yeah,
and tents and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas, when you get into the back end of the circuit, there's no light at all. And then I guess the full end of the scale, the full end of the scale is Spa, which has no light at all.
Yes. Yeah, they do 24 hours there, don't they?
They do. It's one of my favourite races of the year.
I went to the back of Indianapolis, and it was dark around there. There was a big floodlight that's on the corner in the inside of
IMS.
What?
Or do you? Oh, sorry, Indianapolis at Le Mans.
Corner, yeah.
The corner at Le Mans. No, sorry,
Yeah.
not IMS.
No. There's a huge floodlight in the corner, and then you go into darkness, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a neat little trip for you, just hanging out with Tommy K.
Christensen,
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. Honestly, best 24 hours of my life.
Yeah. I had the similar moment in the commentary box.
When he came up.
I was sort of pitching, but what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Standing with
I was happy.
Tom Christensen.
I was in on it.
Oh. Good day for us both, then, I think.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Again, if you're into endurance racing, you've got to see if you can head down and do even just a day at Le Mans. The atmosphere is incredible.
Yep, or Nürburgring, 24 hours is definitely one I'd recommend as well, or Spa, which has turned into even more of a carnival now, with lots of off-track entertainment there as well. So, yeah, there's so much to enjoy across all of these big endurance races. It won't be long before we're talking about Daytona and the Rolex 24.
Yeah.
Which again, one of my favourite races of the year. Yeah, it feels like only yesterday I was doing a live stream watch along for that race on Twitch. So Lawrence Hoare, having passed Leonard Weiss, has closed down the gap now to Miro Konopka. The question is, in these final 2.5 minutes, yes he can, because Miro Konopka has gone off the road. And so that has allowed Lawrence Hoare through much more easily than I think he would have anticipated. So Lawrence Hoare now up into second position with 2.5 minutes to go.
Having good races, Lawrence.
Past 50% of the field.
Yes.
Statistically, it's a very impressive race.
Yeah, Leonard Weiss was the one that held him up the most, actually.
Yeah, it was. I think you'd expect a little bit more resistance from Leonard as a silver class driver, whereas Miro is a bronze.
Frustrated at the back, won't he?
Yeah, I'm sure. But of course, this is the difference with the bronze drivers make, because of course Miro's done the whole race, but it was Thomas Ambiel who started that car. That's why we talk about the bronze drivers making all the difference when they start the races, how they play a big impact in how their races are going to unfold for their teammates as well.
Oh, actually, the GT Endurance Cup are going to have an hour and a half practice in these conditions tonight ahead of qualifying.
I think they have to, don't they?
I would think so, yes.
For night running, I think it's minimum 3 laps or something like that.
Well, they've got an hour and a half out there, so.
Yeah, cycle through 3 or even 4 drivers one of the times has. But yeah, 3 laps is not. It's not even 3 flying laps. It's out flying in. Now, is that the race leader coming across the line? No, it's not. Where's Ralph Mictree? Coming up to turn 13, so it's Chateau d'Eau. This is going to be a bit. No, I should squeeze one more lap.
Yeah, I think we've got one more lap.
Yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock, so there'll be one more lap to go.
There he is.
There he is indeed. Coming around the Virage de Lice into the chicane across the line with 18 seconds left on the clock.
Guy.
That is a picture.
That is a picture.
That is a picture. On to the final lap of the race then for Ralph Mictree. And be on course for victory once again. Let's check, see how many he's actually won. No, and trying to find the championship standings now. He's making his way on his final lap now. So it will be only a second victory of the season in terms of the Pro-Am rankings for Ralph Micatry. Of course, Ewan Thomas picked up a couple more with Ben Stone in Portimao. So for him, it will be a fourth victory of the season. Ewan Thomas tied on points with John Brownson and Lawrence Hoare in terms of that championship, but there he goes across the line, and it is victory for Ralph Micatry and Ewan Thomas and Breton Racing's Ligier in race 1 of the European Sprint Prototype Cup. As the sun sets, Lawrence Hoare will come across the line in a little while. 52 seconds is currently the gap, or it was at the start of the lap anyway. And that will put Ewan Thomas into the championship lead. With 3 races to go in the championship. Not by much, just by 7 points. But here's Lawrence Hoare alongside John Brownson, and he'll take second position for DKR Engineering in their Duqueine. Konopka will cross the line in third position, only just ahead of Leonard Weiss in the end, with Rinaldi Racing fourth, alongside Thomas Ambiel in their first appearance in the European Sprint Prototype Cup. So great result for Ralph Micatry and Ewan Thomas. With Ralph already making his way back into pit lane, where hopefully we can hear from the race winners. So, after 55 minutes of racing, let's look back at the highlights. Just waiting for the highlights to come through as that cars make their way back into pit lane. And let's look at the highlights.